So I'd always thought I want to write a book, yet I don't want it to be only my voice. I want it to be more as a collaborative and community where I'm able to shine the light on all these other incredible women who have their own businesses and these just pivotal, huge, impactful stories to share with the community. And I was reading the chapter aloud to my parents because I talk about them in my chapter, and some things were really painful for them to hear because, and it was also vulnerable for me to share with them as it was in person, and I've invited them both over to my house, and I said, if there's anything you feel comfortable with, just interrupt me and we can talk it through. If I missed something, if I said something wrong, or if something's too vulnerable for me to share. And there was only one thing that they felt a little vulnerable about, because we grew up in a really poor environment, or like in poverty. And I mentioned that, and my mom, it felt really vulnerable for her. And I mean, I have permission to share this because we talked it through. As she said in the moment, I think it was average. It was average. And she kind of just put average, just put middle class, and raising her voice a little bit and feeling really defensive in the moment. And it's like, well, that's not true though. And I really want to be truthful. And I know that you are middle class right now in your life, or around there, but we didn't grow up like that. And I think that that's truly part of my story, is rising from the ground up, and her too, and my dad and her as well, and their parents really coming from super humble roots, or from nothing really, building themselves up. And there's a lot of wisdom in that, and power that I can share with other women. I really didn't want to leave that out. At the same time, I understood it was at some point really vulnerable for me to share too, because I always felt kind of like the Great Gatsby character of, I'm in a room, and I was put in a lot of rooms with really wealthy, successful people, and I felt, well, I don't have the structure, right? Or these manners that they have. I wasn't taught these constructs of how you communicate in a super successful, wealthy way. And I found it super fascinating. At the same time, I didn't have a safety net or something to fall back on. And that in itself is part of my story. And as I talked it through with my mom, she was like, okay, it's true. Go ahead and add that. And it was powerful I really wanted their permission, and anyone that I included in my chapter, because I'm almost going to start, I'm getting choked up even talking about it right now, because I would want them to feel comfortable, and that if anybody read it, because at this point, thousands of people have read my story, that it reflected them, still in a positive way, because that's part of my story and my strength.